Hi, and welcome to Green Chili Chisme. In this episode, we have Dropkick Dave Walters. From gas stations to 20,000 seat arenas, Dropkick Dave has lived a musical journey that defies the usual script. In this episode of Green Chili Chisme, Dave shares how he picked up the bass at 25, formed the Dropkick Chihuahuas a year later, and never looked back. Dave opens up about growing in Houston and the early days of writing songs like Coon Ass before Sundance was a household name. We riff on Roy Head, Doug Somm, and the rise of Mexico's new supergroup, The Warning. And in a moment that floored us, Dave becomes the first guest to gift something to the show. This episode is packed with grit, groove, and gratitude. It's a testament to friendship, musical roots, and the kind of stories that only come from living it out loud. So stay tuned for Dropkick Dave Walters on Green Chili Chisme. Dave Walters, Dropkick Dave, thank you for coming on the show.
Yeah, I'm back.
And gosh darn,
Thanks
it's
for
been a
having
long
me.
time since I've seen you, my friend. How you been?
Good, really good. Just the life on the road, having a good time, playing music, wherever they'll let us.
Man, wherever they'll let you.
How about you? It has been a while. I think it's been closer to like 20 years probably since I saw you. Did you see us with Sundance or was that the Hellcats? Did you ever see us
No,
with Sundance?
I haven't seen you with Sundance yet. Hellcats for sure, and
Okay.
we'll get into that.
That's
I have a great memory that you'll laugh at. But this isn't like a regular interview show. This is about like the roots, brother. So let's get to it, man. Tell
sure.
me
I love it.
about where you grew up, the city you grew up in, your parents, the house. Give me that background, bro.
Man, typical Southwest Houston. Grew up in a suburb of Southwest Houston, which is now probably the middle of Houston. It was at the edge of Houston back then. Uh, Typical normal house, great parents, just that very average family. We did everything we wanted to do as kids. It was the 70s. We had a blast growing up and survived it. Made us tougher and prepared me for the life of a musician. Because you got to be pretty thick-skinned and to be able to pull that one off.
So
it was just a good normal childhood.
How early did you pick up music?
Okay, this is a little bit of the crazy part. Music was in my life. My parents, I remember 45s like Fats Domino. It seemed like all my friends play. I was the guy who every friend played in a band, right, when you were younger. So I'd go hang out with them and listen to them jam and jam and jam. And we kind of broke away from them after high school a little bit, and then those guys again, or in my younger 20s. And two of the guys go, hey man, we're going to start playing. This is the most typical story ever. It's so cliche. But they go, hey, we're going to start playing music again. They're both guitar players. They go, well, you don't need another guitar player. I'll get a bass and learn how to play bass. I was 25 years old. So I picked up a bass at 25 years old. I didn't play anything before that. I was just into music big time, concerts, listening, all that. And I just said, I'm going to do that. I actually took a couple of lessons then, and a year after that, I formed my first band, the Dropkick Chihuahuas.
Yeah.
And we were together 12 years. So
12 years.
Crazy how that works. And I basically just learned how to play on stage, sweating, and with heavy lead arms, just learning how to play in real time. And it was super cool. Got lucky, got a guitar player from Baton Rouge who, everybody in the band was killer, and everybody it was their first band also except the guitar player. But he came from Baton Rouge and he had the chops and the style from that Louisiana thing. And somehow the two other guys in the band were punk rockers, Mohawks.
Oh.
And when it all came together, we had this swamp rock thing going on. We were taking like 50s, 60s Excello Records music and kind of punking them out a little bit, playing them our way, speeding them up, and played a lot of old T-Birds music back then. And we thought we were the first two albums of the T-Birds. That's who we really thought we were. We'd, speed them up and play. We thought we were until we played gigs with the T-Birds and looked down at their set list and, oh, good, we can't play half of our set tonight. Yeah. That's kind of how I got into music. I just, I just took the reins and kind of ran with it and didn't, never expected anything. It was for fun and partying and stuff back then. We were that was why you got in a band, really, just to go through life. Yeah, it was just a big part of what we did back then through the years. Not anymore. But,
right.
I paid my piece on it. But yeah, just a late starter, but I got into it, just kind of my personality. If I'm going to get into something.
It kind of reminds me a lot of Jeff Smith of the Hickoids. Their crazy sound. And you guys, anyways. So, what was school like for you?
Well, I was no dummy, but I didn't enjoy school. So, basically, by 11th grade, I was not going to school anymore, and I'd had to go to a private school to get out of 11th grade. Played handball on the handball courts for the first 4 weeks of school in 12th grade, so I couldn't go there. I had to go back to that private school. So I graduated, and I did the multiple times at college and all that.
Right.
I swear my mom looked at me one day and said, "Stop. Quit spending money." And I was always that kind of way too. I kind of always just, I want to get paid, when I was like going to high school, I would skip school to go to work.
Right.
I wanted to get paid, So I just got into the business world at that point, which was, my business world back then was really, I worked at a bagel shop. I worked at a gas station. They, you still pump gas. I was around at the end of that, and that was it, Then at some point I moved in. I was actually selling software and computers and stuff into my 30s, and that was like the last job I had, and I haven't been doing music pretty much full time since the 30s, 33, 30, something like that.
That's pretty
Take
cool.
that for whatever it is. Been doing music full time. I've ate a lot of beans and rice in that amount of time just to stay alive, That's the beauty of the music. It is a roller coaster ride, and for anybody, I think,
As Hank Williams would have said, it's bought a lot of beans and biscuits for the boys.
That's it. And man, thank God I love that stuff.
Do you have any brothers or sisters?
Yes, I have a brother. I have an older brother, 3 years older. He lives southeast Houston. We see each other fairly often, once or twice a month. I mean, that doesn't sound like a lot, but we have really
I get
separate lives. I'm gone a lot. I'm really spend a lot of time on the road. So. Great brother. No sisters.
No sisters. What about your grandparents? Do you remember your grandparents? Are they still alive, or are they already gone?
No, they've been passed away for a while. But typical. I mean, if you look at me, half Irish and half German, probably. My mom's last name was Reifschneider.
Reifschneider.
That's pretty German. And then Walters comes as an English-Irish kind of thing. So that's my combination. They were super cool. The Walters side of the family lived on Lake Livingston, so as a kid I just was up there constantly, and that was an awesome thing. My mom's father, my grandmother on that side passed away when I was really young, but my granddad was like a kind of a, I don't know, not a big deal or anything, but he worked at Hughes Tool Company back in the day and was part of designing a famous bit, drill bit that they used that kind of revolutionized some stuff. But I could still go to Baker Hughes, and there's a little museum there, and they got the bit that he was part of designing. So
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, super cool. He was a woodworker. He did a lot of woodworking stuff. He was handy like that, and it was cool. I got to grow up on a lake as a kid, and on the weekends and stuff. So
right.
I've always been a child of the water. I drowned when I was a child and had to be revived. And but I'm not. I'm still a water baby. I love the water. So.
You gotta tell us that story. How did you almost drown?
Well, believe it or not, it was a Houston Oilers defensive tackle named Pat Holmes. And back then, we lived in Westbury, Houston. Back then, the professional football players lived next door to you and your middle income, whatever, household. They didn't make, and they had 3 jobs in the off season, right?
Right.
That's how that worked like that. Even though this guy was an all pro, so his son was one of my best friends, and we're just at their pool doing the slide thing, and trying to get extra speed on the slide, so you'd stand on the stairs, and push yourself up and jump up and get super fast. And of course, yeah, I hit my head and went in all weird. And my mom just she kept looking out the window at me and just goes, "Something's weird out there. The kids are looking weird." And they were just kids my age trying to hold me up out of the water. So she ran out there, got me, resuscitated me, got a nice ambulance ride out of it, and that kind of thing. Yeah. Probably explains a lot what's going on in here. But yeah, but I still just I love the water. It's my main thing in life that I like to be in the water or near it. Even though I don't live so close anymore. We've been going back to, like, me and my wife get up and go fishing down at the beach almost once a week now. Get up at 3:30 in the morning, drive down there and do some beach fishing. And if there's some waves, I'll pull out my surfboard and be an advanced kook around there.
Nice.
Just water baby.
Water baby. Okay, let's change up a little bit.
Sure.
Musically, when did that really click into your head? Like, music. When did you know? Like, for me, it was Judas Priest. They put out a white album called, I think it was like right around the Sin After Sin era, and I was hooked, dude. I was 12 maybe, 11,
Mm-hmm.
and I knew that was my music. What was it for you?
I would say a little bit older. Probably, I think when I first started going to concerts, I was around 15 or so to 16. That's when my parents would let us go do that kind of thing, but on our own. So, but it was, God, I mean, I was kind of always had country music around.
Mm-hmm.
That was just kind of a staple. I had the popular music of my parents, and I had Led Zeppelin, and I had Queen,
Mm-hmm.
and I had Leonard Skinner, and I had all the radio rock that was going on back then, which was super influential, and
Right.
jamming all that. I remember it's another thing to say that, but I was there when Van Halen came out, and I remember looking at your friends and going, what in the what is going on here?
Yes,
And
sir.
so then I was a big Van Halen guy. I've seen them so many times. So I had the rock side and all that to me. I was really intense on listening to music back then. I didn't play. I didn't pick up an instrument. I just was really into listening to music. And then just, I don't know, when my friends gave me that call, I really got the bug after that. To deep dive music, see where it can take you, kind of thing.
It's so funny because, like, for me, I don't know if you knew, I play drums. I learned self-taught back in the 80s when I was in the military.
I thought you played guitar. You play guitar too?
Well, I just recently had to learn within the last 8 years or so, when me and Mike got together and started writing. He wasn't really great at writing songs, but he was great at composing the music, and I couldn't compose the music, and he could write, so we both learned off each other, and then he got good at writing songs. So I had to up my game and pick up the guitar and start playing that way to bring better, more stuff to the table.
Sure.
And now I'm obsessed, dude. I was playing earlier. I was playing Brian, all this stuff that I listened to and that I never thought I would be playing. Iron Maiden. I can play Iron Maiden, dude. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Well, that's ridiculous.
One of my favorite bands.
Oh, anyways, so yeah, so who are some of your early musical heroes?
Well, I mean, Page, Jimmy Page, obviously, and I'm trying to remember back to that. I was, there were so many. I mean, I was influenced by The Who. I mean, I liked all that stuff. I liked country music, but not probably older country music. It just kind of influenced me too, and probably wasn't really I didn't know what the blues were when I was younger, but those were probably the two main influences. And so when I had friends, and then high school, you had your cliques, right?
Right.
I was what they called, if I could say, I was called a shit kicker. Okay. Well, you lived in the city, but you wore boots, and you really kind of cosplayed a little bit back then,
We
you were really playing the part, but you didn't live in the country. But I did have a bucking barrel across the street from my house, and we would, so we really let life. I had friends that were from all the different cliques, I had the rock and roll guys, I had the more country guys that was hanging out with then, and really, all the music worked for me, and I'm still that way today. Good music means a lot, and I'm not going to put it in anywhere if it catches my ear. It's like, oh, that's cool. I like what's going on there, and I'm like, what is going on there? You know,
Exactly.
that musician side, like, so influences there is just so many. I was a big Southern rocker. I mean, I think a lot of people. I was really into Molly Hatchet,
Oh, yeah.
Skinner, and the Outlaws, and stuff like that. And I mean, I liked rock and roll. There's no doubt I still have that kind of rock and roll attitude, even with what I'm playing now. I think we might be playing just a big old power ballad, but in my mind, I'm still got a little attitude for it,
That's like,
yeah. That was it. Then the blues came later. The blues kind of thing, getting turned on to that, and just the progression of music. As once you get like in your 20s and stuff, I'm zeroing in on different things, and who were my heroes back then? Well, I was just such a neophyte on the bass, and that's all I could concentrate on. But I didn't have bass player heroes back then.
Right.
I had guitar heroes. I didn't want to be a guitarist. I wanted to play bass for that killer guitar. Man, I really loved that. So I would go listen to Eric Johnson or Led Zeppelin and stuff, and be working on stuff like that. I go, man, it'd be awesome to be his bass player.
Oh my gosh, yes.
That was just always I never played another instrument, except for just barely noodling and stuff. And just recently I got to it, like last year or so, I was just like, man, you've been kind of noodling on the piano for 20-something years.
Oh.
What are you doing? I try to get a little better on it, so I can, instead of just doing block chords to help with my writing. Same with guitar, but I put the guitar, I pick it up, I play it, I put it down. I play more keyboard now, and just every time I'm doing that, I'm always playing bass,
That's pretty cool.
Still always trying to improve on the bass. I still take lessons.
That's insane. You're so good already. That's insane. But that's how you get better. That's it.
I'm not satisfied. I take lessons from a jazz guy in New York City, and because of what I mentioned earlier about, I just learned how to play on stage, and we were partying a lot back then. So when I got to a certain point, I was just through longevity, I was able to continue doing a lot of stuff, but there was holes in my playing.
Right.
I felt like there was holes in my playing that I can just do this, but I really want to be just a more rounded musician or whatever. So I still do that. I have a lesson Thursday, so
there you go.
We'll get up and get after. We're working on jazz standards and rhythmic stuff, and
man, all that helps. My gosh, it helps with all the music that you play. It's crazy.
Absolutely.
What is crazy is, like I told you, I'm a metalhead. I've always been. That's my thing. In Europe, I saw 3 Monsters of Rocks. Those were huge shows.
Sure.
But
I bet the Europeans do it up right.
Oh my God! And us Army, we were in the Army, and so young and full of, and we were at the very front of 100,000 people. That's insane. But writing wise,
cool.
I can't really write that music. It's crazy. I write Americana and country.
Mm-hmm.
It's insane. I don't know why. I don't know why. I mean, I can write and I have, but that's not what I feel when I'm writing music.
And I wonder if that's because I kind of feel that same way writing. I don't write for a specific genre or anything like that. And I'm like the king of getting a song started and it's halfway done and like, wow, I could sure use some help here. But everything comes out kind of like you're saying, more Americana and rootsy in my mind. But it's also, I think that's just because when you're coming from a basis of, you're writing a song, singer-songwriter stuff. So that's just kind of where that comes out. You can bring a bunch of guys with a band and they're completely different. They could rock it out. But I understand where you're coming from. It's like when you're just writing a song, it's just you kind of fall into that singer-songwriter groove a little bit. You're wanting to tell a story, and we're probably where the lyrics come first,
Exactly.
Kind of it's probably like, they're playing pretty cool stuff there. Maybe what comes first, the music or the chicken or the egg?
That's so musically and creating. What was something that you created where you realized, okay, I this is it. I've got it. This is my gig.
Yeah. As far as creating, I don't know. I think it's just pelts on the belt kind of thing. When I don't have anything recorded. Actually, I do. I wrote a Cajun song for the Sundance, and we recorded. I was It was after the Chihuahuas, in between the Chihuahuas and the Hellcats. I was still playing with the Chihuahuas drummer, and we were working stuff up. And just, I think our goal back then was, I wanted to like, I felt blessed being from where we're from. Is like, we lived down in Houston, Texas. So we got Mexico to the south of us, and we got Louisiana to the east of us. That's a lot of killer music and a lot of great rhythms. And the goal was to do some kind of Gulf Coast thing like that. So I kept noodling on this group. The bass line, I kept doing that. We worked it up somewhat, and then when I first got in Sundance's band, in between us working up, building up songs and stuff, I would always just, and he looked there, he goes, "What are you playing there?" I go, "That's just something I got going there." We just worked it out. He put lyrics to it like in a day, and there's a song we called Coon Ass. And it's a pretty cool tune. We don't play it live really anymore, but it was a really fun song. I was proud of that song musically. And I mean, I've got other things in the works that I'm proud that I'm doing musically. I think for me, like when I said pelts and the belts, it's like just confidence. The more you play and you get to play super cool gigs. You get to play with gigs. Man, it just helped me as a musician. It helped me grow as a musician. When we first, after Sundance, and I don't want to jump ahead or anything, but like when Sundance first won The Voice, we went from playing sports bars, 3 sets a night, to playing 20,000 seat arenas.
It's crazy.
And it was like, that was mind blowing and, a little overwhelming, but you hit those first bass notes in a big arena and you're like, oh yeah.
Well,
be good.
I guess this is a good time to bring up the memory that I have of us. And speaking of that, from playing small to huge, Mike and I, Michael Guerra, for the folks out there, former Texas Tornado, former Mavericks Cat, we went out to see the Hellcats. I don't know if you remember this. It was somewhere in the woods, man. It was like an hour out of San Antonio. And so we get there, and we're all excited to go check you all out. And you all played to us and the bartenders. Do you remember that?
Man, I've had that happen more than once. I don't know if I exactly remember. Oh no, it was a
beautiful place.
Was that the one in New Braunfels, that really old? Oh, it's like one of the first places after Prohibition to get a license. What is it called? People would know that. In New Braunfels, or just outside of New Braunfels.
I don't know what happened, or if they forgot to advertise, but there was like
nobody
there except for me and Mike, and we're like, man, we get a show for us.
We're like, did they pay? I hope they paid, man. We need to get some money here.
Did they pay?
We're going to lose some money on this gig.
That's fucking hilarious.
I can't think of the name of that place, but I'm positive it was there. I just was a big P. I'm positive it was probably this place. It was like by New Braunfels, and it was outside of New Braunfels. But man, that happens, and you believe it or not, that's happened to us in the last year.
Really?
We've done, like, when we did a really big tour up to, started in El Paso and went all the way up to Idaho, about a 3-week run, but you're throwing in all these, routing gigs.
Right.
And they don't get promoted really well, and you've never been to this place before, so you just don't know what's going to happen.
Right.
And I swear to God, one of the places we played to had 4 people.
And that was with Sundance?
4 people, and then the bar staff. And so what do? Get closer. Get closer. You get to saying, there's only like 10 feet between us. No, we want you to get really close now, because we're going to get, do you want an intimate show? And we played 90-minute set just like we would if there was a full room. They didn't know how they even knew. 2 of the people said, yeah, we just heard y'all jamming, and came down at your sound check, so we stayed. That kind of thing. And it happens, and it's not good. But you get your foot in the door at some of those kind of places like that.
Sure.
I've never been to this town, never been to this place. So yeah, you know what's a lot harder than playing to like 20,000 people? Playing to 4 people. But we had a great time. We talked to them. They get a very intimate show, and after the show, we go sit at their table and chat them up and go, "What's your story? You're here.
You're here. Why?
What are you doing here? Didn't you hear? No one's supposed to be here tonight. Come on."
When you guys are in the studio, man, when do you know when something's done? When it's enough? When
Sundance quits layering guitars and vocals. So Well, I got be quite honest. We're extremely fast in the studio. We're like the rhythm section, three takes. If you're taking longer than that, they're not happy with you. And it's not my favorite way to record because it's kind of. I just think we should take our time a little more. A lot of times, we just this last record we just did. Most of the record was just charts being put in front of me, you know, and we had like Sundance. I wrote these songs yesterday, like 4 or 5 songs. We're gonna rehearse them tomorrow, and we're gonna go record them the next day.
Oh my gosh!
And it's like, okay, so we spent 4 hours on it. You get back in the studio, the rehearsal really didn't help you, but get some ideas. And so it sometimes can help for like studio stuff being a player because you get super rootsy and all that, and looking for a place maybe that would feel. I'm not, you know, I've like with this last record, I'm kind of like, oh man, I'm not happy with anything I did. Although, oh, it's great, it sounds great. I go, yeah, but so how we're playing those songs now, after getting them under our belts, you know, I wish I would have recorded that. But good stuff. We know we're pretty decent at that. You know, we're not doing prog rock, so it's not the most difficult stuff. It's more like play the right notes and be in time. Did the drummer get a good track? And he's really good, so sometimes he'll be laying down his drums and I'll be playing along with him, and we'll take that and then maybe go fix a couple of spots. So,
could you hold on one
we
quick
move
second?
really fast. Chickens. And
I heard your chickens, dude. How many chickens y'all got? I know y'all have a whole bunch of stuff out there.
Well, right now I'll say we don't have a lot. We have about 15 chickens.
Well, that's not a lot.
That's like we've had up to 70. Oh yeah, we kind of like chickens. We like eggs.
We like eggs.
But we always they're our pets, you know. But we just at some point you get carried away, especially when you first kind of get into chickens. You're like, oh man, I want that kind of chicken. I want that kind of chicken. Next thing you know, you've built up a lot. But nature takes care of it for you.
Yes, yeah.
There's predators out here, and we kind of free range ours, so you get picked off. Now the ones that are left all live in our backyard because they don't want to go back over to the chicken coop. So something for us to work out
They know where to hide.
Winter.
They know where to hide.
Well, yeah, they want to be safe. I feel sorry for them, but the chicken life ain't no easy life.
When I first moved here to New Mexico, I was working for a living, you know, working to live there at a ranch, and
oh wow,
totally. I'm talking 4 a.m. feeding horses and chickens, and it was hard work, but I miss it. I really do miss it. Anyways, all right. Let me go back here. What is a creative risk you've taken when maybe recording or offering to change a song, or what's a creative risk that you've taken?
Man, I probably haven't had a ton of input as far as that goes. Sundance is, you know, it's his vision, his songs, and he kind of hears. He really does let us kind of, you know, play unless they hear something different. So I think that I haven't forced the issue, because here's a funny story. When I felt like I'm going to get really creative in the studio, right? Oh, we do have these songs. I've got these songs in front of me. We did a recording for this girl out of Nashville, as she came here to do a song that Sundance Head wrote, and they were going to duet it. Man, I spent like days before that. Oh, I'm going to do something killer here, really cool there. And they go, well, she might change the key to this one. Oh, so I went back and I learned to do this, all this, and I go, man, it's going to be so cool. It's going to be hot. And then you get to the studio and they go, excuse me, do you mind just playing like the roots of the stuff? Because we're going to have a lot of stuff going on over the top. They don't want to hear all your little fancy things you're thinking of. And maybe some of that does come out in the playing. You might find a little spot, but mostly, you know, as a bass player, especially for what we're doing, the creative stuff is they go, just be solid. Be solid and leave space for the other instruments, you know. And I do that, and then I try to see if there's a spot that I can put a little fill in or something like that. So my creative input, and we do get to go, hey, what if we did this here? What if we did that? But we do not spend a lot of time. It's rhythm section, get in there, do your job, so that Sundance has time to layer vocals, guitars, and put in all the, you know, the ear candy stuff.
Right. Layer it in.
You know, I do something, but I don't do that. I don't do a lot of creative input there.
When you're on stage and you're playing, what do you hope people feel when they leave your guys' show?
Oh, the power of a trio making all this big sound with just three guys with no effects. We're all just plug-in guys, no effects at all, anything. It's just, we get a lot of compliments of just, man, they go, we can't believe there's just three of y'all up there. And I think that's a very powerful thing that we're able to pull off. I want people just, well, they all leave there just with their jaws on the ground, listen to Sundance sing, because he's just such a
amazing,
great vocalist. You can't compete with that. But I like they all seem to have a good time. We're a band that goes out there after the show and talks to everybody,
right.
And we always do that. So I want them to leave just being happy and just kind of blown away if they can be. Just I hope they had a really good time and spread the word and come out again. And so yeah, I like to see people kind of just a little blown away that first again by Sundance, and then but just a three-piece band can play tight and fill up that spectrum.
It's amazing what three-piece can do. Are you familiar with the band called The Warning?
I am. Aren't they out of Colombia or Brazil?
Mexico.
Oh, okay, yeah. So I knew they were from South, and they're a female band or
a trio of sisters.
Yeah.
And they
I've heard some of that.
Are like, my God, it's like, not the same kind of music, but the power of Triumph or Rush. They are so good. But they started as little kids together and have been playing,
sure,
their whole lives.
Absolutely.
That's my new ear candy right now is that band.
I've seen them, not seen them live, but I've seen clips of them, and it's like, yeah, great stuff. I mean, I love all music. I love that. I'm happy to see people that are playing well and out there doing that. In this crazy industry, I'm happy for anybody out there doing it. Killing it, really. That's really good.
Just if it was easy, everybody would be doing it.
Yeah. Well, almost everybody is these days.
Or they're trying.
It's crowded out there for sure, but just make friends and have a good time. That's what I like to do.
Is there something within your career that you wish more people knew about?
I wish that Hellcat record would have come out that we were working on at Joe's.
I mean,
I don't, and if I want to get self-deprecating here, I don't think I was in the best condition playing and all that stuff. So I mean, probably was a weak link on there. But there was not only were there some really cool songs on there, but the guest appearances was off the chart. If you remember that,
yeah.
We had Flacco, Augie, Scarface, Crayolas, the West Side Horns. I can keep going here. Billy Gibbons. Dude, there was so much cool stuff on there. I just think my playing kind of lacked on it, and that probably didn't help. But at the same time, that's where we ended up with. But there was some cool songs. There was so much good stuff on there. I wish we could have actually got that out, and man, it would have been really fun.
How is Jaime? Have you talked to him lately?
I talked to him about maybe this month. I talked to him on the phone, and I talk to him every once in a while. We don't see each other that much because I live outside the city, not that far, but a good 45 minutes outside the city, and he's inside the city working. Man, they just played a gig Friday, so they're still playing with Lincha, the original bass player, and Memo, the drummer, who's been there for a really long time. So after Danny, he was the drummer after Danny. So
right. Danny's still playing with that same band, I think.
Los Palominos.
Yeah.
They go everywhere. That's all I see. That dude is a road dog.
Right. And if you're talking about road work, that is some road work, bro.
They stay busy.
When did you realize the word legacy, and what does it mean to you now?
Legacy. And so that would be a hard thing for me to say. I'm just, a pretty anonymous person out there.
Oh,
in the trenches,
Dave, please. Have you ever pulled yourself up? Have you ever pulled yourself up, let's say, a chat GPT and say, tell me about Dropkick Dave Walters? Oh my God, dude.
Yeah, I'd be scared to do that, really. But it'd be super cool. I mean, if I get compliments and I turn someone on with my playing, which I think is slightly unorthodox, I'm not a straight up country guy who plays that kind of music with a lot of discipline. I come from a little bit of more of a punky background, right? So I was always allowed to take chances or just play not as good, and it worked. Just always had that go for it attitude. So I think if people like that, that's super cool. I seem to have been able to continue playing music for a very long time.
So
and
you're doing
getting to do it
something
now at a
right.
pretty good level. Yeah, I think longevity has a lot to do with that. My legacy, I'm happy to have been there. I'm proud of everything I've done. I've learned a lot. I wish I was not as big a drunk back in the day when we were just partying, because I just feel like that's something, my personal thing. I have to, my legacy, thank you if you think I have one. I would say longevity is my legacy. And as a lesson to any kids out there, or anybody out there doing it, the reason I'm even able to do what I do now is because I never quit.
There you go.
If that makes sense. No matter what, through whatever times I was doing, I played music. Music's cathartic to me. I play music every day. I get up in the morning and come in here and play.
Yeah.
So, with not being a virtuoso or anything like that, I just always continued playing, and then a little bit of luck, like with any band, right place, right time, and keep going. But I think being ready for the opportunity, even though I didn't know what that opportunity would be.
Right.
But I'm just still playing for the love of it, and that's pretty much what I do right now. The road's a grind. It's great being in a band, getting to do all that. I'm getting older. It's not as easy to go cruise around for 3 weeks. It really wipes you out a little bit, but I'd love it. And I think if I didn't do it, it would be, I don't know what would happen if I wasn't, playing music at some level or doing something. And it's a lifetime venture. I'm definitely in it. I want to be doing something on my deathbed, So with Duke Ellington, basically they said was writing music on his deathbed, that kind of thing. And I go, well, I hope I'm doing it. I hope I'm playing till the end. Just, it's such a beautiful thing to be able to do.
Man,
love it.
It really is. And trust me, brother, you're very well known in the world. Trust me.
Thanks.
We certainly appreciate you stepping in and coming on. Oh, I forgot about these things here. Let me see. Here we go. This is like a Chisme confessional, bro. Some quick flash questions. Do you go back and do it all over again, or are you taking your path?
Well, I'm a believer in everything leads to, to here. So if I was to change one thing, where would I be? Something better, maybe something not better. I'm happy with who I am. I've kind of done things my way, good or bad. I haven't had to bow down really or anything like that, to bow down to Nashville or something like that.
Right.
I get to be me, and that's important to me playing in a band, that I get to be me. And that's what I want to do. So,
the most famous person you've partied with or want to party with?
Ooh, I don't party that much anymore. I will still drink some beer, but I can't. Man, most famous I've partied with. Well, we could probably. I don't know if it's called partying, but certainly Roy Head. I've shared a cocktail with Roy Head, who I'm very happy to have had. I'm just so honored, and to be able to have had that opportunity to be with him. So yeah, had a cocktail with him. I've had some cocktails with a lot of people, and some big names. I'm not a starstruck kind of guy. And also around them, I really like to, when we're playing gigs like that, I like to give them a lot of space. I'm not trying to get in there and make anything about me. I'm being, the support band's bass player, and being, be like that. So, obviously, opportunities have come up that we've got to spend some, do a little partying with pretty cool people and all that stuff. Just drinking beers and stuff, nothing crazy. That's how we are. But I'd put Roy Head up there. I consider him a legend, and it was just an honor always to be around him. He was a very cool, crazy guy, and fun to be around, and fun on stage. I'm just honored that I got that opportunity. I can't believe I had that opportunity in my life.
That's freaking amazing. And let me tell you, right along that subject, his contemporary Doug Somm, and this is kind of getting off subject, but we're talking about Roy and Doug. That fits hand in hand. I had this weekend. I did a screenplay, a biopic on Doug, and with Sean and Shandon's graces and love,
I have to see that.
And well, it's a screenplay. It's only a screenplay, but I submitted it into the Austin Under the Stars Film Festival, and it got selected, and then it got official nomination for for the best full feature screenplay, or however to say it. So that's this
great,
weekend, dude, and that's in Doug's hometown. So there's a very good shot that we have of winning that. And
what comes next on that? Financing to turn
well,
it into?
that's going to be the first step of hopefully getting it made, and the ultimate goal is to get him into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. You know, and everything that
I've got something I want to send you. Can I show it to you real quick?
Sure.
Take 1 second. It goes with that.
Okay.
So hold on. I don't know where I put it.
And for y'all not watching, he's getting up, looking around. What you got? Está bueno? What you got?
No way you're going to be able to see this.
If you don't live in Texas, you can't live in Texas if you don't have a lot of soul.
Yeah. Would you like that?
My man, God, my gosh, that would be. You know, Doug looks over me when I play guitar. Doug looks over me. Let me just show you, because he literally is sitting right here looking over me when we're talking and when I'm playing, and so lots of inspiration there. Oh man, we'll get together afterwards and.
Yeah, give me an address, and I've been carrying the original short story, the original drummer for the Hellcats, Carlos Hernandez. Way before I came in here, super good drummer for them. Really kind of stylistic, jazzy, funky, cool, but played the Hellcat stuff, right? Really great drummer. He does print work. He's been doing that forever. And we played a gig at a record store. The Hellcats did for one of his showings. And this was our pay, basically. You know, we didn't play a ton of songs, but he gave us some prints of this stuff. And I've just been carrying it around for, good Lord, 20 years probably. So
wow.
Looks like it's ever going to go on the wall here. So with you having, especially with that screenplay going on, I definitely want you to have that.
Well, I'll tell you what, if you sign the back of it and autograph it from you, I'll damn sure as well put it up, brother.
Oh, I'll devalue the crap out of that. Come on.
Come on. Okay, put it on a piece of tape.
Bring the value way down.
I'm not going to sell it anyways. What are you talking about?
No, I'm kidding. I'd be honored, you know. That would be super cool.
Sign it over to the show, and we'll put it up back here once we get in a proper studio.
Sure. That'll be super cool. Just enjoy it.
Well, I don't want to take any more of your time, my brother. I know you got to get some practice in.
It never ends.
It never ends. Is there any shows coming up? I know you're scheduled to come. I think you're scheduled for the release of October 9th is when your episode's going to come out. So any shows coming up around there you want to put out?
Let me just see. I don't know. October. Man. Well, I'm just looking through my calendar here. Nothing in your area, but even here, looks like there's a festival. Everybody just keep an eye out for Sundance Head shows.
Yeah, we'll keep posting on.
We play all over. We play New Mexico. We've played all over New Mexico, and I'd love to go back. We were supposed to go. I don't know if you've heard of Indian Head Ranch. You know, familiar with that?
Not really.
It's like the old Patrick's. It's by Las Vegas, Nevada.
Oh, okay.
Las Vegas, New Mexico. It's in Las Vegas, but it's Patrick Swayze used to own this ranch with another guy. It's like 25,000 acres, but they do a singer-songwriter, private only, but we did a singer-songwriter thing there one time that we were lucky enough that they invited the rest of us to play acoustically, you know, with like a cajon and acoustic bass.
Nice.
It's a bunch of trail riders, but it's also like Dean Dillon, Clint Daniels, these big-time songwriters.
Wow, yeah.
I'm not doing that this year, but man, I love me some New Mexico. It's really beautiful there.
I love living
here. Ruidoso, Albuquerque, Roswell. We played the Liberty at. Look for us at all New Mexicans. Look for us at one of those places this coming year. We'll definitely be doing a route up through there.
And when you all do, I'll be sure to post the heck out of it.
Maybe we'll get close enough to you. Where are you actually at?
I'm in Albuquerque. So.
Okay, you're at Albuquerque. So we played Albuquerque, but I don't know if we played there last year. But sometimes we get over that far. We hit there. So.
What's so funny is I had thought about Chris Duarte. I tell you, we picked up Chris Duarte a couple days ago.
Yeah, he's so good.
And the day that I emailed, he just came to mind because I've interviewed him before, And the day that I emailed him, it popped up on my Facebook that he was playing in Albuquerque that night, and I didn't even know.
Oh, cool.
And I couldn't, I couldn't obviously go. I had to work and stuff, but that's pretty crazy coincidence. Anyways, my friend,
really good.
Thank you so much, Dave. It's good to see you
I
again.
love you. Thank you for thinking of me.
Love you, brother, and we'll see you soon, and especially if you come here playing Albuquerque.
Absolutely. I'll keep you in the loop. It's so good to see you and hear you.
Take care, my friend.
All right. Take care, brother.
Awesome.
Bye-bye.